Our sneaker fam, so back with another video. It's Saturday. As you can see, it's a beautiful day out here in Northwest Ohio. So one of the big things that I wanted to get done today is I wanted to get the bumper of Gladys changed out. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do today. I know this is not the typical video that I do regularly, but did promise I want to show you guys more of what I do on a regular basis. And obviously there's nothing really killer out dropping today. I'm gonna save hopefully a mall vlog, pickup vlog for next week if we can hit on those Jordan 4 Bred 4s. But today we are going to be working on Gladys, and I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what we've got going on. All right, it's a little windy out here, so I hope that you guys can hear me and this turns out real well. All right, so I did show you guys earlier in the year that I had a front bumper on Gladys. However, that thing looked horrible. I'm going to put pictures in and around right about here. Some of the bolts really started to rust, so I've already put on the new bumper. But here lies the problem, is that my factory skid plate that came on the Mojave edition does not fit with this Rubicon steel front bumper. However, I didn't want to drive it around without a front bumper. And I finally got all of the parts in that I need to fix it. As you can see, one of the things that looks horrible is that there's no plates, no cover, so you can see all of this stuff. I have parts to fix that. I also have a new fair lead for the winch. This came obviously with the Harbor Freight 12,000 pound winch. So we are going to take this thing off, and I'm all by myself, so hopefully this goes well, and I will talk to you guys in and out about how we're going to go about fixing this thing up. All right, so what we have going on here is, here's the new Jeep Fairlead. Here is the hardware for that. Here is a cover for the bumper. Here we have, this is an end capped kit. As you can see, this is the stubby, and luckily Jeep and Mopar, they make end caps. So turning it to the bigger, wider factory front bumper, and then when I go off-road I can take it off. Like I said, as you can see, I will link everything down below. I want to get better at that too. These are genuine Mopar parts, and then here is the new skid plate. So we'll open that up and we will see what she looks like. All right, trusty box knife. We're going to hopefully open this up. There's one part of it. Looks like it's kind of cut through, so let's see. Might just try and pull it out. These things aren't the lightest thing, but they're also not super heavy. All right, hardware there. Here is the new skid plates. Again, Mopar genuine parts. Can't beat that. I am going to get some tools and a blanket so I can set this bumper down and we can work on that. So in order to get the bumper off, where are the two? Oh, so we have to go in this way, and it's these two bolts right here that have to come off. So 4 total. There are 8 that hold the bumper on, but the other 2 are way back there, as you can see, because they are such a pain in the behind to oh, that is wiring from when I had to take the fog lights out. All right, so major downside is the Oracle headlights. They have the amber LEDs. The halo fog lights do not fit here, so I had to, luckily this bumper came with the Mopar factory LEDs, so that is the only downside I feel like, is that I could not get my Oracle lights to fit. So step one, we're gonna go grab a blanket and some tools, and then we have to take this off, so we'll have to back the winch out, and I will get the stuff that we need for that here in a second. All right, let's go. All right, so great thing about this winch is, I guess let me start the truck, I guess. She doesn't need cleaned out. The floor mats are absolutely positively horrible. So, cool thing about it, magnet. Bing, bing, bang, boom. Here, I'm gonna pop this open, flip the switch on, and then see how well I can do this one-handed. And grab it, press the out. Oh, probably help if I turn 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. All right, so remote's on now. All right, probably a little overkill, but better to be safe than sorry. Put that there for right now. Flipping the switch back off. Make sure that's in all the way. Because the issue, I'm gonna have to have somebody mill this here, because this, in order to free spool it, and I don't know if I have enough space to do all that. So for right now, that's where we're at. Like I said, downside is no LEDs, but the fog lights are still looking good. So I guess we don't have to see how it goes. But step one, there's moving blanket, tools. Winch cable is out. That'll make it a little bit easier for me by myself. So let's get to work. Let's start wrenching. All right, so bumper is off, sitting over here. So that's where your problem lies, is that those bolts, to even just replace the fair lead, are all tucked back behind there, and with the winch on, it'll be nearly impossible to get to it. We will have to grab an Allen wrench and a socket to take the bolts off. It is a 18 millimeter. Like I said, the two outside are the four outside are super simple. When we get to the inside, we're going to need to do some finagling. It is not fun. It is not easy, especially with that winch. But if you're putting this bumper in without a winch and winch plate, that is super simple. However, yeah, did things a little more on the difficult side, especially because I love the winch plate, or the winch, and I can't wait to use this when we go off-roading. I do need to pre-tighten this. It looks like there's some, so I'm gonna have to pull this out and then re-tighten it, it looks like. So this is where we're at. Allen wrench and some wrenches, and we're gonna get this fair lead off. So let me go grab some more tools. All right, so we have a 3/4 inch for the Badlands, and then this is a 5/16 Allen key. Definitely not gonna be able to do this and record at the same time, so I'll be right back, and hopefully I can get this off on my own. All right, so running into a couple issues already, and I hate when this happens, because the mounting hardware, that's literally all they sent me. Not quite sure what I'm supposed to use on the back of that, seeing how they didn't send anything else. All right, and then so this trim plate, I think what I'm going to end up having to do is cut this piece off, because when you line it up, well, first off, it seems like this piece is on the wrong side. Second off, this piece is broken. So a little frustrated here. So when you line it up and you put it where it's supposed to go, that doesn't fit. That is completely on the wrong side, like I said. So everything else will fit great, except for the fact that this piece is in the wrong spot. So I guess I'm gonna have to go get some clippers and maybe my oscillating tool and cut this off because it's not going to fit that way. So let me try and figure something out, and I don't know, might end up having to run to a hardware store to grab parts for this, because that literally came with nothing. The Badlands is off. Those don't fit. So I'm kind of stuck. I'm not quite sure what else to do. So gonna do a little digging and a little researching, and we'll see, because I mean, that looks great. That goes in there. That's the long one for there, so it's gonna tie in with the Jeep, but no way to actually bolt it. That doesn't make any sense. So gonna figure it out and let you guys know. All right, so I used my oscillating tool, cut that off. That sits on there pretty nice and good. I think looks pretty nice. I did find out, however, just trying to put this thing on, that this doesn't sit flush. So this is going back for sure. So we're just gonna throw the Apex Badlands back on. I'm gonna go grab a pair of latex gloves, because I did throw some anti-seize on here to make sure that those, especially when you got something up front, it's really good to throw some anti-seize on here to make sure that it doesn't rust up on you and these become almost impossible to get off. So grab some latex gloves and we'll bolt this thing back down. All right, cover's on, fairlead's on. That looks a whole lot better, if you ask me. So I'm glad that I was able to grab that. Definitely going to return that other fairlead. Not going to deal with that crap. So got that on. Now for the most difficult part in my experience is throwing on the bumper. So I guess let's get to it. All right, it's getting windier out here, but we are back in business. So just got to try and figure out, well, gonna have to tighten down the two outside, or the floor outside, and then once we get those nice and tight, we can throw the four inside ones in, and let's go from there. So let me get those tight and we can go from there. All right, so got the two outside ones in, and now here is the fun part where we have to try and finagle this back into here. So usually what I end up doing is, all right, let me get this in here and I'll show you quite how I did it. All right, so basically for the top one right now, we just have the socket, ratchet, and a swivel. I think I might have a smaller extension and that might be better, so let me give that a shot real quick. But that is on the top bolt of the inside, and you can see why this is so ridiculous. And I think I used a swivel so I can keep it away from my paint job, but we will let me see what I can do and figure this out. All right, so the top inside bolt is bolted, and now I'm working on the bottom. So basically kind of had to use the same swivel and socket and kind of fish it up from underneath. If you look, this side is probably going to be markedly easier because there's a lot less stuff in the way. And there's those two bolts. Got them started. Let me finish this up. And man, we're getting close to being done. Let's try and button this bad boy up pretty quickly. All right, so on the passenger side, I was able to use the adjustable ratchet, a smaller extension, and that same socket. Got it nice and tight. That's the top. Let's see how well that bottom goes. And then we'll have the skid plate, and I guess I'll have to wait to see if I'm going to put on the sides here or not. But I mean, it's not getting late. It is 3:30. I'm listening to some Jelly Roll while I'm trying to get this thing buttoned up. But let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can't finish this up and get everything put back on so it looks like the same bumper that I got when I picked it up from the dealership. So let's get this bad boy finished. All right, bumper is completely back on. Thank God. That wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great either, honestly. So what I ended up doing is I went back and I'm glad I double checked. I took that kind of swivel-headed ratchet. It's got the longer handle, and I just went through and checked all 8 bolts, and everything was real nice and tight now. The bottom inside one was really loose, so I'm glad that I went back through and double checked that. Always double check your work, guys, just to make sure. And like an idiot, hands are all dirty, and I've realized I've got my mechanic's gloves in my pocket. Great place for them, right? So on to let's figuring out what to do. I don't think putting those ends on is going to take too long, so let's get the hook back on and look at doing these end caps, and hopefully fingers crossed the skid plate won't take too long. So let's go, let me figure this out. All right, so we're gonna have to take off 4 of these star bolts, 2 on the top, and then there is another 2 on the bottom, and then we'll slide those pieces out. So it came in 3 pieces for each piece, so 6 pieces total. You have to pop rivet this plastic insert in there. So there's all of that stuff. There's the bolts, and yeah, so I'm going to see if we can't get these bolts off. 1, 2. Let's get down onto the ground. 3. And then I believe that's going to be 4. All right, so let's see if we can't slide this on. I know that this isn't the greatest video, and again, I know that this is not the usual video that you guys are used to watching, a senior sneakers video, but this is something I'm doing today, and might as well get a video out of it, right? All right, so let's see how this thing goes on. All right, sneaker fam, here we are. The bumper is done. Looks sick, looks stock, looks like the exact bumper that I had when I bought this truck, except for, I'm gonna put the hook back on, but I was trying to get all the most important things done first. No microphone today, just in here raw. One more step, got to put well, 2 more, I guess. Got to put the hook back on and then throw the skid plate back on, and yeah, let's try and get that done. Let's go. Should be only a few more minutes. All right, so we're back at it. Gonna get the remote on. Doing just the complete opposite this way now. Like I said before, I do need to pre-tighten this. So before we were going out, now we're pulling in. So we pull in. Let it pull just a little bit more. There we go, nice and tight. Again, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Shut the remote off. Put the power off so it's not constantly on, draining the battery. Nice and tight to keep everything sealed up. Again, also a cool thing about this is it's wireless and it can be wired. If you guys are into wanting and need a winch, winches can be very expensive, extremely expensive actually. So throw this back in the back of the truck. I gotta clean this out. I gotta organize it better. But that'll be coming soon, one of these days. Shut the shut that off. All right, let's see, how does this thing look? Man, that does look sick. Super happy with the way that looks, the way that turned out. A little bit of washing, I think, a little scrubbing. Should be looking nice. Looks nice. All right, let's work on throwing on this skid plate, because we need to protect my auxiliary shocks. So if you can see, that is a auxiliary tube that holds fluid for my shock that runs all the way over and right to there. So we need to make sure that those have protection, because right now, as you can see underneath there, they do not. All right, so let's open the box. Let's look at the parts and get this bad boy on. This should only take a few seconds, because other than it's a pain in the butt to try and hold and bolt in at the same time, it should be pretty simple. Let's go. All right, sneaker fam, so there it is. Just some 13 millimeter bolts, and there it is. Now my reservoirs, my shocks are all nice and protected, way tucked up underneath the skid plate. So when I go off-roading, she will not, I won't have to worry about possibly ripping those off. So, let me get up. Been a long day working outside today. Took the Christmas lights down. You guys can see over there. See over there, all of the Christmas lights are down. So, Gladys looks factory. And that's one of the things that I really want. Like I said, I'm going to link everything down below. You know what? Let me turn this camera around. All right, sneaker fam, getting a little chilly out here. Hands are a little frozen. Again, like an idiot, mechanics gloves in my pockets. Great place for them, not on my hands, right? Looking factory, and like I said, link down below. Not link, but I will put in the description everything that I've done. I'll probably try and put links, especially for the Mopar parts. I picked those up online from a Mopar genuine parts dealer. So I will put that in the description. And one more thing to do right there, the hood scoop. I got a little something that I'm gonna be adding to that, now that we're definitely missing some more orange on the truck, on the fog lights. But what do you guys think? I think that looks amazing. With the way I had to put those on, I don't know if I'll take those off the four-wheel, but if I have to, I can. So, great day working in the yard, working on Gladys, and working on the house. Got the original parts that I need to put back together and try and get sold on Facebook Marketplace. I'll take my hood off now. Still, did that mess up my hair? I think I look good. Not that I really look good, but anyways, we'll catch you guys on the next one. Starting to ramble, and this video, I don't know how long it's going to be, but hopefully it's not too long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I know not my usual sneaker content, but had to get stuff done and wasn't planning on going to the mall, so don't want the 13s, and this is what I did today. So I will catch you guys on the next one. And remember, like I always say, your sneakers are made to be worn, your car is made to be driven. So wear them and drive them. Senior out.